What's up, tricksters, and welcome to another episode of Omen to Immortal series, a series where I'm teaching you my best Radiant tips, tricks, and strategies for Omen. Last episode we got placed in Diamond 1 after winning 5 placement matches on a fresh new account, so let's see if we can keep the 100% win rate, my friends. And if you have any questions about Omen, feel free to ask me down in the comments below, or you can join my Discord server for professional Valorant coaching. Other than that, let's hop into our first game against Diamonds. Usually, I don't recommend playing Omen on Pearl as a main controller, because his smokes are not that useful to cover all of the angles, compared to Viper for an example. But in lobbies below Immortal 1, you can still hard carry with this agent. If you're pushing B side with Omen, understanding your default smokes is crucial to properly support your teammates. One smoke should be placed for the CT and backside cross, while the second smoke is used to cover Heaven. Make sure to drop the Heaven smoke right here, and not all the way in the back, so that the players playing under Heaven are smoked off into a one-way, and the players running out of the Heaven cannot peek you from the ledge. Fuck.
One enemy remaining.
Charlatan, pretend that your cheats are not on. Of course, your smoke setup depends on overall economy of your team and whether or not you want to do some kind of an aggressive outplay, but this is the one that I would use in the first round and as a default setup to support my whole team. Now, on the other hand, Omen is extremely good for playing post plant on both bomb sides because of his extremely useful one-way smokes. Like for an example, if you're defending the post plant on B side and the spike is planted for long, you can use these two one-ways to completely block the enemy's vision and easily secure the round. Also, in the post plants, it's very important to stay calm. Never do the backside coaching and never give fake information to your teammates that are alive. If you're not 100% certain about some info, don't open your microphone. And remember that dead players don't speak. It's totally fine to ping the spike for your allies, but in this round, our fate said that the spike is half defused, which made both me and Sage panic a bit, and we peeked without any reason like a boosted gorillas. Instead of peeking like a bonobo with W key, I should have just jump spotted the spike to get this information and then peek together with my Sage. The perfect moment for you to outplay enemies and do some aggressive Omen play is during the chaos and loud gunfights, because at that moment of time it's very hard to tell where you're teleporting and enemies won't be able to keep up with everything that is happening on the map.
Spike down A. Reloading. One enemy remaining.
Remember that enemies primarily hear the location from which you're using the TP, but the audio of the second part of your teleport is extremely low, and it's very hard to tell where you're actually teleported to. Omen shares very similar playstyle as Jett, and their executes and positioning on both attackers and defender side are almost identical. The only difference is that with Omen you need to think 2 steps ahead and you really need to rely on your map awareness and game knowledge to make the smart game decisions. It's like playing a game of chess. For an example, on defender side, same as with Jett, you also want to abuse as many off angles as possible to surprise enemies, like for an example, this elevated position on B set of Pearl. Big brain tip alert! In order to become truly unpredictable, you need to understand that one strategy or position you can usually abuse in multiple different ways. Like for an example, in this elevated spot, we have 3 tactics to take easy kills and surprise enemies. For the first time, you can maybe hold this narrow off angle and try to kill the enemies that are pushing to B long. Then in the next round, you can completely hide from that angle while only holding the push from the right side. And since enemies cannot see you from B long, it's highly unlikely that they will have a good crosshair placement for you. And when you take a kill, you can simply drop down or teleport from this spot and reposition somewhere else. Then in the round after that, you can hide from enemies that are pushing through B long and peek them aggressively from this position once you think that you have a good timing. Becoming the master of unpredictability is crucial for you to take easy kills and make numbers advantage for your team. Now, coming back into this round, I've noticed that our B link is wide open for the last 20 seconds. So I pre-assume that enemies are already there and I cannot stay fully exposed on this position. That's why I dropped down, went behind the site, and I'm using my utility to isolate enemies into easy 1 versus 1 gunfights.
Somebody's there.
Disappear.
B link.
Their scan stealing sight.
Spike planted.
Right there.
One enemy remaining.
She's long.
Wait.
Cover going out.
Heaven.
Nice, GG. Like, I played 6 games. And I'm already Diamond 1. With 77 rank rating. How is this even possible, bro? It's a fresh account! Now, the next game was one El Clasico in the Valorant Snowflake community. After losing only 3 rounds on Defender's side, our Cypher decided that the game was unwinnable, and he left the match. Please, never, but literally never be toxic in the game, never surrender, and never leave your matches, because you never know when you're playing with an all-time Radiant coach that is gonna carry you and give you a free win. Sometimes you simply won't improve and rank up only because of your poor mentality, attitude, and communication. Those skills are as equally important for you as any other skill in this game. Now, my friends, you're losing a lot of rounds that you've already won just because of your ego and over-peaking. In this example, I take 2 kills with Shorty, and we have a 4v3 numbers advantage while knowing the exact enemy locations. We are playing a bonus round with Spectres against the enemy's full buy round with Vandals. And what do my teammates decide to do with this advantage? Of course, pick these long-ass angles which almost threw us the round. Just think about it, if you lose this, it's 2-1, and if you win this, it's 3-0, with enemies having to half buy or eco while our economy is blooming. Remember that first 3 to 4 rounds are the most important rounds for you on both attackers and defenders side, because they might decide the outcome of your whole match. They hold a great value for building a proper economy, but a value of momentum as well, because sometimes if you win just these first 3 rounds of the match, the enemy's mentality might be completely destroyed, and maybe this time someone in the enemy team is going to leave the match and start trolling. That's why in the first 3 rounds on every single map you need to have 100% focus, 120% discipline, and you need to follow some strong set of strategies and rules for ranked solo queue on both attackers and defenders side. In this round, after initial 2 kills on B long and 1 more kill on mid, I got info that one enemy is B link, and I figured that the other enemy must be close to the B side, so I ulted A for a safe plant. Only do this type of a play if you're 100% sure where enemies are, otherwise you might lose the spike to the enemies and potentially the whole round. This is another reason why map awareness is so important when you're playing Omen, my friends.
Spike planted.
Bring them down.
No charges.
I knew your every move. Attackers win.
Out of my way.
Now, in the next game, the big man Hiko raided us on stream and gave us a free win. Sometimes all you need to win matches and improve is a mental support from your community. And that's why, if you enjoyed this series, make sure to subscribe, leave a like, and follow me on Twitch for some daily live streams and solo queue shenanigans, baby.
Healer down.
Shadows traveling.
Gun here.
One enemy remaining.
Bro, I got scared by 2 guys. Why do you smoke there? It's more about playing with the enemy's mentality, you know. When they clear this, they're gonna be a bit more unaware of these type of positions. And also, one thing that I was avoiding in this round is playing inside of my smoke. Like, I don't want enemies to actually expect me inside of my smokes, you know. I want them to think that this is my default smokes, but now when I do this strategy, chances are higher that enemies won't expect me playing in that smoke.
Cover going out.
Belong one. This 2.
No more. Cover going out. Blinding.
Scanning ahead. Reloading.
One enemy remaining. Spike down
damn.
B.
Caution here. Spike spot B. Reloading.
Did you see that? Like that Raze was not aware of me playing in the smoke because she did a boombot. I outmaneuvered the boombot through the smoke, and because the previous round I played like on the outer edge of the smoke, they probably thought, he's not playing in the smoke, you know? Now, mastering and abusing Operator is something that every player in Valorant should do, regardless of the agent that you're maining. If you're playing Op on Omen, which is something that you should totally do a lot, try to master holding tight pixel angles because you don't have a dash ability like Jet, and you're not overexposed in this way. And once again, here's a perfect proof why Shorty is so overpowered on Omen in combination with his smokes. You can simply outmaneuver the whole enemy team with this Wombo combo and your teleports.
Spike down B. One enemy remaining.
Double-less. This is my favorite and the best execute on B set of Bind with Omen. At the start of the round, you deploy a fast one-way for CT, you smoke the elbow, and you teleport with ultimate in this corner right here. Most of the times, enemies will end up thinking that you TP'd into elbow because sound of the teleport is almost identical, and you pretty much can backstab anyone from the site.
Message, please.
Look behind
I have sight, I have a sight. If this play works in Radiant lobbies, trust me, it will work in your elo as well. And the best time for you to do this type of a play is if you notice that enemies are primarily playing in window or in the garden area when they are defending the B site. No way. No way, this Phoenix.
Here.
shadows traveling.
Spike
Hey,
down
clear.
B.
Shock dart.
One hookah.
Shock dart.
A is clear.
I have the
Can
spike.
be.
I will go A.
Maybe one lane.
Spike down A.
Where did you die?
Long, Phoenix long.
One enemy remaining.
Last call.
Still there.
Here I wanted to use fake TP into teleporter to reveal Phoenix position on the other side, but I've completely done goof. Wait, I'm gonna fake TP. Let's go,
30
3, 2, 1.
seconds left. Last player standing.
No, man. I do everything right, man. I open the bomb site, I kill the Raze, I kill the Omen, and then I fuck up everything. One quick tip for Bind is that you have enormous amount of useful one-ways on this map, such as this one that you can use if enemies are stuck inside of the teleporters. All of these one-ways and many other strategies for every single map you can find inside of Omen Rank Playbook that you can access on my Discord server. And also on Discord you can hire me as your private Valorant coach if you want to improve fast, like thousands of players that have coached before you. Now, after 9 wins and 1 lost game, we're already in Diamond 2, my dear tricksters. Let's see if we can maybe get a double rank up into Ascendant and finish this series in a record-breaking time. Thank you for your support, and I'll see you in the next one, baby.